Let's be honest. Most people don't have the guts to say they don't like you. Instead, they'll hide behind fake smiles, empty compliments, and polite small talk. I've lived it, thinking I had a friend in someone who, behind the scenes, wanted to see me fail. It stings. But here's the hard truth. If you can't see the signs, you'll keep giving time and energy to people who quietly despise you. So let's strip away the fake civility and expose the subtle signs that someone doesn't like you but is hiding it. It may be uncomfortable, but it's better than walking blind through betrayal. 1, they joke about your flaws, but only your flaws. You've heard it. "I'm just joking," they say, with a smug grin after mocking how you talk, dress, or think. At first it seems harmless, maybe even funny. But when every joke is a jab at your insecurities, it's not humor. It's warfare wrapped in laughter. I had someone close who constantly poked at me. Always about how I looked, how I worked, how I spoke. I brushed it off, trying to be the bigger person. But over time I realized there were no jokes about my strengths, only my struggles. Here's the brutal part. These people aren't joking because they care. They're testing you, seeing how much disrespect you'll tolerate. It's subtle dominance, laughing while putting you beneath them. And if you get offended, you're the one who can't take a joke. But you're not the problem. Standing up for yourself isn't weakness, it's self-respect. True friends don't make you the punchline. They support you, challenge you privately, and uplift you publicly. Don't laugh along with people who weaponize humor to humiliate. You deserve better. 2, their compliments feel like slaps. "You're smarter than I expected." This is good, especially coming from you. Sound familiar? That's not a compliment. That's a veiled insult dressed in a fake smile. These comments are sugar-coated put-downs, meant to make you second-guess your worth while the speaker pretends they're being kind. Once I shared a passion project with a peer I admired. Their response? "This turned out way better than I thought it would, considering your background." That last part? It stuck with me like a bruise. Backhanded compliments aren't slip-ups. They're strategic. They're meant to put you in your place, remind you who's superior. It's a power move, a subtle way to say know your lane. But here's the truth, their words reflect their insecurities, not your limitations. You don't have to accept false praise wrapped in condescension. When someone gives you a loaded compliment, challenge it. Ask, "What do you mean by that?" And watch their mask slip. You define your worth, not them. 3, they always forget to include you. Ever scrolled through social media and seen your friends hanging out without you? You ask why, and they hit you with, "Oh, it was last minute," or "We figured you were busy." Let's be real, they didn't forget, they just didn't want you there. It's called passive exclusion, a silent way of pushing you out without confrontation. And the more you accept their excuses, the easier it becomes for them to keep leaving you behind. I remember watching friends I loved grow distant, one outing at a time. I kept hoping I'd be included next time, but I wasn't. So I asked, why wasn't I invited? Some got defensive, others lied, but the silence spoke louder than their words. If someone wants you around, they'll make it happen. You don't forget people you value. Don't beg to be included where you're barely tolerated. Make room for people who make space for you. Or they're only busy when it's you. They have time for coffee with others. They're posting stories from nights out. But when it's you asking to meet, suddenly they're slammed with work, exhausted, or just need time alone. We've all heard, "I'm so busy." And yes, life gets hectic, but here's the truth. People make time for what and who matters. If someone consistently can't make time for you but has time for everyone else, that's not about their calendar. It's about their priorities. I used to justify it, telling myself they were just overwhelmed. But when I saw them show up for others, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I wasn't a priority. I was an afterthought. Don't accept crumbs from people you've served full plates. Stop chasing people who treat you like a backup plan. You deserve reciprocity, not excuses. 5, they avoid touching you like you're contagious. Let's talk body language. Casual physical contact like handshakes, a pat on the back, or sitting close builds warmth and connection. But when someone flinches at your presence or steps back when you lean in, that's not random. That's rejection in motion. I had a coworker who was friendly with everyone, laughing, hugging, always warm. But with me, cold, stiff, like I was radioactive. At first I thought I was imagining it. I wasn't. Some people just aren't touchy-feely, but when that avoidance is selective, it's a signal. They're uncomfortable around you, or worse, they just don't like you. We don't talk about this enough. We write it off as personality differences. But body language rarely lies. Don't ignore what their actions scream, even if their words whisper something different. 6. They vanish when you're in pain. Crisis reveals character. When life gets hard, when you're grieving, struggling, or broken, you find out who's really in your corner. Some people only want you when you're shining, but the moment the light dims, they disappear. During one of my darkest seasons, I reached out to people I had once dropped everything for. All I needed was a call, a message. I got nothing. Silence, vanishing acts, excuses that hurt more than the situation itself. People who abandon you in your lowest moments aren't real friends. They're passengers, not partners. They want the highlight reel, not the raw footage. Don't chase those who flee when you're down. Let their absence refine your circle. Keep the ones who show up even when it's inconvenient. They're rare, and they're priceless. 7. They talk about you when you're not in the room. Gossip is betrayal dressed up as conversation. If someone shares your secrets, mocks your flaws, or laughs at your struggles when you're not around, they've already decided who you are to them. And it's not a friend. I confided in someone I trusted, told them something personal, vulnerable. Days later, distorted versions of my truth were being whispered behind my back. That wasn't a mistake. That was malice. Here's the hard truth. If someone talks about others to you, they'll talk about you to others. Gossip is a habit, and when you're the subject, it's a gut punch that doesn't go away. You don't need to confront everyone, but you do need to walk away. You deserve people who guard your name like they guard your heart. Anything less is betrayal in disguise. Not everyone who smiles is your friend. Not everyone who sticks around is on your side. Sometimes the loudest hate comes in the quietest forms. You don't need permission to walk away from fake friends. You don't owe loyalty to people who secretly want you to fail. Recognize the signs, trust your gut, protect your peace. Because life's too short to be surrounded by people who pretend to love you while secretly hoping you lose.